probably the most special episode we've had yet in the 4 to 40 years we've been doing this. We've all lost count. It's been a long time coming because we are privileged to be joined by a very, very special guest from a very, very special team. We called it probably the most impressive run by an Oregon State team that's ever happened on the podcast last week. And now we are joined by that team's team captain, the person who wears the jersey, who we've asked the Oregon State bookstore to sell her jersey forever, AJ Marotte. AJ, thank you so much for joining the show tonight. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we are happy to have you.
Yes.
Tickled silly for you to be here. I think we've got a ton of questions to get into here tonight, but we're just really happy. We can't wait for Saturday. I've had it, circled on the calendar since the selection show. I think we can speak on behalf of Oregon State fans everywhere to, first of all, say thank you for what you guys have done with this latest run. It's been so fun to follow, and obviously we would have been fools to not expect this from an Oregon State women's basketball team. Like I was explaining to someone earlier today, we don't deserve it, but I'm happy we have it. So thank you so much for all of the effort that you guys have put in all year, and it's been so special and so fun to follow. So thank you.
Well, thank you. You guys are too nice.
We start with the hard hittiness questions early. So you're in the hot seat already. Are you ready, AJ? Like, you feel good about this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Most difficult question right away. What is the best restaurant in Corvallis?
Ooh, the best restaurant? That's tough because I feel like people want to say Local Boys. I do love Local Boys. But I think my favorite, I really like pho and like Asian food. So KH Pho and Grill is my favorite spot to go.
Ooh,
okay.
I haven't been there before.
Really? They
Wow.
just changed their name. I forgot what it was called before, but they just changed their name. So
Okay.
Is it like downtown?
it's right off Kings.
Okay.
Kind of
Oh, nice.
Just before Winco, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, we are Local Boys enthusiasts as well, but it seems like every
up
time we
there
go to
for
Corvallis, there's a new place that we haven't had before. So
Right.
KH Pho and Grill.
Yep. That's
And
my spot.
what does AJ Marotte order when she goes there?
What is it called? It's the flame broiled pork noodle bowl. It's just noodles and veggies and pork, and it's freaking delicious.
It's
Amazing.
self-describing.
There you go.
Oh my dinner, but I am now again hungry.
Perfect.
Sounds amazing.
All right.
It's
Well,
awesome.
we can we'll get into basketball questions from here on out. JP, would you like to take this next one that we have on the list there?
Yeah, I guess this is a bit of a toss-up because you can answer however you like. But obviously, congrats on the WCC Tournament Championship.
Thank you.
That was an amazing run, and it was so fun to follow.
Yeah.
I don't think I would say that I was shocked by any means, having seen how you guys have played, especially over the last few weeks. And really for most of the latter of the season, I think you guys were putting so many pieces together, had a couple tough breaks here and there, but a 10-2 run in your last 12, including the tournament. How fun have these last few weeks been for you and for the team?
I mean, they've been insane. I think all of us kind of expected to win the WCC tournament, not to sound a little cocky,
Hell yeah.
Even with those really
Us
tough
too.
games, like I think we all just knew it was going to happen. So these last few weeks have been amazing. I mean, to do that after, everything that happened, and obviously it's all people are talking about how, the team kind of blew up in the spring and nobody thought this was going to happen. Like, it just makes it that much more special. And then to go back to the tournament when honestly none of us thought we were at the beginning of the season is so awesome.
It's awesome on our end to watch this and to have felt vicariously that we were experiencing what I'm sure you did last year.
Yeah.
But when the confetti was falling in Las Vegas, you guys had just won the game against Portland. What was that like? Because obviously, like, the first two games were nail biters. I think the most comfortable game was the championship game. But what was that experience like? What was the vibe of the team after that?
Yeah, well, I think from the first 2 games, we were definitely pissed off that we kept getting these close games. You know, after every game, the fans come up to us and are like, "You guys are trying to kill us, like give us heart attacks." I'm like, "You're telling me it's worse out on the floor." Like, watching like Kelsey's shot bounce off the rim a few times before it goes into that first game, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, you don't understand." But honestly, I was just trying not to ugly cry. After we won, that was probably what I was thinking about the most. But it just felt really good to stick it to Portland, too. I mean, obviously, an in-state rival. We lost the last time we played them, and they shot really freaking good in Gill. So it was kind of like a, remember when you beat us on our home court? Well, let's beat you here. Like, so it felt really good. Yeah, it was amazing.
Right. I love that, and I love that attitude as well. Never apologize for coming off as too cocky on the Belligerent Beavs podcast. That's, you know, kind of, it's a brand. It's a, you know, it's the behavior we love to see.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you just mentioned the what took place last spring in the days after making it to the Elite Eight. And pretty much every, you know, women's college basketball national media, which thankfully has grown a lot. But with that growth also comes just pundits who can be like, yeah, you can forget about this team. And the hot take artists are out in full effect year round now. And you guys got written off. Thankfully, you didn't write back, though. And I know the beginning of the season was tough, but at what point did it occur to you that this was another special group on your hands there in Corvallis?
Yeah. This one definitely took a little bit longer to get there and like feel confident about it. Obviously, we had such a rough start that it was like, oh gosh, like I don't want to get ahead of myself or, you know, say let's go back when it looks like this to start, you know. Because the year before we got to go overseas play in Italy, and it was like then that we knew we were going to be dominant. And this year it was like we just got, you know, really good, and then we're punched in the gut, and then like, okay, figured it out again, and then right back to where we started is what it felt like. But honestly, the last few games at the end of the conference, I think Scott says that our loss to St. Mary's there at St. Mary's was probably when it was like, okay, like we thought we were doing good, but I think now we've officially figured it out after, you know, getting punked like that a little bit. And I think that was, for me at least, I'm sure people have other like specific moments, but that definitely was like, okay, that sucked. Let's never do that again.
AJ, you mentioned the early weeks were tough, but how did you guys keep like your confidence up, the morale up, despite the slow start? Like, what was the thing that like you guys as a team or Coach Rueck or staff asked you guys to focus on to really center yourselves and have a great late run like you did?
I don't know. I feel like we were all over the place, you know, especially with all these new people and people who have not played at this level. It was kind of hard to like get everyone on the same page for the longest time. And I think Scott brings up a lot our game against UConn at the preseason. I'm sure people are sick of us talking about that. But like, yeah, we lost by 20, but we outscored them in the second half. And like, that's a pretty good team to outscore in the second half, especially where we were at that point in the year. You know, in November, like it was not looking good for us. So to be able to compete like that against a team like that, I think just gave us all confidence, even when we were kind of sucking. So it was nice to know, like, okay, if we can do that against freaking UConn, and you know they're gonna have top draft picks, like they have those type of players. If we can do that against those type of players, like we should be able to do it against, you know, the people we're seeing in conference, in the WCC, and then even after that.
Okay, so I have a sort of two-part question for you. First is, could you explain sort of what the conference realignment was like from a student athlete's perspective? And then the second part of that is with conference realignment, right? I think it's fair to say that probably had something to do with the team imploding last year. And it really seemed like the cards were stacked against you guys. And so with that going into Chapel Hill, I think it's fair also to say that the season has thoroughly been turned around in the last couple of weeks. What does that feel like? I mean, playing with a chip on your shoulder, like going out to prove all those pundits that Tara's talking about wrong. Like, what is the vibe going into Chapel Hill?
Yeah. Well, first of all, conference alignment was crazy. People were asking about it all throughout the season last year, and it was like, we're not thinking about that right now. And then it all just came at once there at the end of the season. So it definitely was, you know, a little confusing, but I think Scott brought up a lot. Again, UConn, like they're not in a Power 5 conference, but they have a Power 5 schedule, and obviously they make great runs. So that's kind of what he was attempting to model our season after. And I was like, yeah, so okay, I have no issues with that then. Like, yeah, UConn does it, we could do it. And then obviously our team kind of blew up a little bit, so it didn't look quite the same. But yeah, it was definitely stressful and, kind of sucks. It was really awesome playing in the Pac-12. That was, a big reason I came here was to play in, one of the best women's basketball conferences in the country. So it was sad to see it break up, but it's pretty cool to, get to say I played in that era of the Pac-12. But I'm excited to
Very
see
unique.
the new side of stuff.
With the odds stacked against you guys, and I mean, like in multiple different ways, right? You guys have battled your way through the West Coast Conference tournament, come out champions. I think people are starting to take note. I've heard America's team being thrown around, but
Yes.
I mean, and I'll say from my perspective, it's like nothing to lose, right? You guys have really turned it around, made the tournament, gone way further than what I think anybody was giving you guys credit for.
Yeah.
Take that and explain what the vibe is like going to Chapel Hill.
This team is just so cool. I think each of us have the coolest individual stories and journeys to get to this point. If you look at anybody on this team right now, nobody's been a top scorer on their team. Nobody's been the person that coach goes to. We've all been role players or just not gotten a lot of minutes in general, and then to come together and even me, last year I started, but I didn't have a huge role. And then having to step up and be, team captain and a leader this year has been an insane change for me. And that's just my story. Everyone else's is like that as well. And I think it's just so fascinating and really awesome to see us all come together. I think we're all underdogs, and I think that, people love rooting for an underdog. So it's been really fun.
For sure. And you mentioned that kind of the team getting blown up because of all extenuating circumstances that were out of the coaching staff's control, out of the program's control, out of the university's control.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw, a lot of decisions made to leave. And I think we're just, all would like to, hear you expand on your decision to stay and just how difficult of a decision was that? What was that thought process like? And also, what's it like to reflect on that decision now that it's led you back to the tournament with this great run that you guys have all been on?
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. The fact that staying at a university for 4 years is rare now is crazy to me, because that's always, what I expected going into college. But it's super fun to be one of those, rare people that do stay at one school. And obviously I love Oregon State to death. I'll bleed orange for the rest of my life. I'm a Beaver through and through. And I'm so grateful to be it's amazing here. But that decision was pretty hard. Well, not pretty hard. It sucked to see everyone go. I was mad. I was sad. There was a lot of emotions, but the decision to stay was pretty easy. Obviously there was a lot of outside voices and a lot of people talking, and it was a lot, and, got a little annoying, but I called Scott immediately when people started to enter and was like, I'm not going anywhere as long as you're not leaving, right? He was like, I'm not going anywhere. And he was like,
that was the thing. I think people kind of forget, right? There was a point where people were wondering, was Coach Rueck coming back? Given all the things going on, even before all the transfer portal stuff kind of fell out.
Twitter was running with all these stories about him going to Kentucky or something. I was like, please no, don't say that right now. I can't do that.
What was his reaction when you told him you were coming back, no matter what?
It was just you could just feel the relief. I know we were both, and it's just such a chaotic time, and to have something that was for sure was oh my god, thank you. So I feel I had that when he told me he wasn't going anywhere, and he probably felt the same thing. But we've just grown so close over the last 4 years, and our relationship has been super special this last year too, obviously, with what we've done. So really grateful for him, and I wouldn't play, he should be coach of the year. He's just
Absolutely.
amazing. Yeah, I'm really grateful to be one
Person of the year, everything. Give him all. I have a follow-up on that, actually, AJ. So I would say that Coach Rueck might be the most incredible human that I don't know personally. And given that you do know him personally, I want to give you an opportunity to maybe sell it broadly from a player's perspective. What makes Coach Rueck a special coach? How has he helped you grow during your time at Oregon State as a player and a person? Again, how much did that play into weighing into your decision about what do you do as you see your teammates making the choices to go elsewhere?
That's tough. How do I start without sounding kind of like a suck up? I'm just kidding. I love him and he knows it. But I don't know. First of all, he has a great family and they're always around. Like, I feel like I'm a part of the Rueck family. Like, he has all of us over all the time. And I think, that's not something every coach does. I know they say they do, but he has us over all the time. He has 2 daughters, a son that's in college. Like, he just knows what it's like to be a kid, showing up across the country without your parents and coming to do something really uncomfortable and really hard. And I think that's huge because sometimes these coaches, it feels more like a business transaction. And it's like, no, I'm just trying to figure out life and also play basketball at a really high level. Like, it's pretty scary. And he just gets it and he knows what to say. And he loves to teach. He says it all the time. He loves to teach. And I think that's huge. Like, the way he explains stuff, like, he has fun with it. Like, when we have a hard scout, like going up against Portland, he kind of likes it. It's just the weird things they throw at us. Like, he loves to teach new ways to break their press or whatever. Like, he eats that stuff up, and I think that's really fun to play for somebody like that.
Didn't seem like that was an easy press to break up either. That backcourt the whole time. So a little bit about the X's and O's. So you guys are near the top of free throws given up, right? So explain sort of the defense mentality of the team of how are you guys able to, shut some of these teams down without fouling?
I don't know. Sometimes the whistle goes our way and sometimes it doesn't. Defense has definitely always been an emphasis with Scott. We're usually a pretty dominant team on that side of the floor. I think even if you show up here not loving defense, by the time you leave, you do, whether you want to or not. And I love defense. I love defense, just so that's on the record.
On the record.
Yeah.
On the record.
You are pretty good at it. Everyone on this podcast will agree. You're pretty good at defense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. That means a lot. But I don't know. I think we've just reached another level on that side of the floor. It's been really fun to see everyone adapt to that. He has really high standards, and it is something that takes a little bit, to learn. And it's been fun to see them finally, the new people elevate to that. It's obviously got us to where we are because, Portland, we shut them out. That was super fun. And I'm ready to do it to UNC.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
We can't wait.
This just popped in my head, so I'm going off the cuff a little bit here. Sorry, guys. But when you're talking about the whistle going your way sometimes and sometimes it doesn't, I will say, I don't know if we've said kind things about officials on this show a lot. We never complained about officiating, though, right, guys? It felt like everything was getting whistled last Tuesday, a week. Exactly 1 week ago from when this conversation is taking place. And then you go up for, in alley-oop, put the shot up and just get rocked. And it's like, nope, no whistle. Did that hurt as bad as it looked? And did you know you made the shot when you went down? Because it just, I thought they called an and one, and it was just like, no, we're reviewing it to make sure it wasn't a flagrant foul on AJ Marotte. And I just texted our group chat. I was like, if they call a effing flagrant on AJ, I will run to Vegas right now. Just what do you remember from that play? And if it's not too painful to revisit, sorry if it is.
I just remember being in pain. I don't remember anything else. I was confused why there was a timeout. I had no idea what was going on. I was just trying to stop bleeding. I have 2 teeth marks in my elbow now, so I don't really remember what was going on. I was glad I made it and I got the 2 points.
Right. And stayed in the game, because that goes into my next question. I don't know if you are aware, but at the present moment, you've played more minutes in a single season than anyone in Oregon State women's basketball history, with the exception of one of your coaches, Cindy Weiss.
Oh my God.
Which is, you had mentioned your role in the past, which was a meaningful role, but it wasn't, playing 35 to 40 minutes a game. And here you are. If you guys take it to UNC the way you did to Portland, you'll probably break both of Sid's minutes played records. So just like, how big of a challenge and a change was that? did you have to make, conditioning changes or anything like that just to go from playing, 700 to 800 minutes a season to now pushing 1200?
Yeah, well, that's insane. I had no idea, first of all. But I remember playing Colorado State at Colorado State for the first game, and I was gassed. I think I almost played 40 minutes in that game, and I'm coming off of ankle surgery in the summer. So I hadn't been able to do a lot of the conditioning with the team over the summer that I normally do. So I was just freaking out because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this all season if I feel this way in one game. Obviously, I caught up pretty quickly. It doesn't really bother me now. I don't think about it, but it was a pretty big adjustment, coming off of 20 minutes a game or something. It was a lot different. I was struggling there the first game for sure.
I'm sure the altitude in Colorado didn't help.
Right.
Not at all. Oh my gosh. It's brutal.
What about the 3-point shot? You attempted essentially 100% more than you had in any year of your career prior this season. Was that like hey, I'm feeling it, let me do this? Was this a philosophy change? Was this like just a green light where you're like, all right, I got to lead out here on the court, I'm going to take this when I've got an open look? Like from 78 last season as a career high in attempts to 60, where did that change occur? Was that something that you thought of on your own, you just felt comfortable with, or what?
Definitely more of a confidence thing for sure. We lost, some good snipers last year, so I feel like kind of stepping in that role a little bit more too, bringing that up. Scott loves the shooters on the outside, so just trying to step up into that more. Obviously, I consider myself more of a slasher, like the mid-range, of course, but just, trying to elevate that, especially I want to go pro, so just adding that to, be more elite in my repertoire there,
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Okay, super hard-hitting question. Who is on your game day playlist?
What was the whole WCC tournament, it was Pharrell Williams. I don't know why.
Nice.
I listened
that
to
energy.
Frontin' with him and Jay-Z, the whole tournament. That was it.
Amazing.
That or Michael Jackson.
Hey,
Nice.
don't
Kinda
tell
similar.
my daughter. She's
Yeah.
afraid of him. She watched him turn into a werewolf under my watch, and then now she's still she's still scarred. She tells me every night before bed, "Don't worry, Dad, I'm not afraid of Michael Jackson anymore."
Oh my gosh.
That was 6 months ago.
There you go. She really got over that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
it
so
took
I
a long
guess
time.
Was Happy playing by Pharrell playing on the team bus after the last
Oh my
game?
gosh.
Then
Our team song actually right now has become Gangnam Style.
Yes.
Okay.
I
like
don't
that.
remember
And
how.
we need Scott to do it.
That was
we do.
Yeah.
that.
What
Yeah.
was Scott
Perfect.
doing in that amazing picture that was taken of him? It's like he looks
Well,
like
when he's
the
in
Air
the
Jordan
air,
logo.
he's doing
Yeah.
a Jumpman.
You're right.
The last couple wins in the WCC, he would run into the locker room and do a split in the air, he'd just jump up, and all of us were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And then it just became a thing. We'd play music, and we'd jump, 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 and he just come
Right.
up with a new jump, and that picture's awesome.
Oh, pictures.
It-
Yeah,
Can Coach Rueck dunk? Is that what he's trying to hint at? Is he really the silhouette in the Jumpman?
he can get up. There was a
Okay.
few where I'm like, he's gonna kick me in the face. He's so close.
On just a couple more of this, the game at hand you guys have had. I think it's hard to look up anything about this team right now without coming across the quote, "Why not us?" It's all over social media. It's referenced in pretty much every newspaper story that's been written about you guys. I'm sure you've been told too many times in the last week or so the record of 14 seeds in the NCAA tournament, and we don't need to repeat that here. But what does, why not us mean to you? And why do you think, the casual college basketball fan who maybe hasn't watched the Beavs at all this year should pick Oregon State while they're filling out their bracket pools this week?
I mean, we're just an exciting team, and I think our record doesn't reflect that. Sadly, we had some rough games, but I think we finally figured it out now, and I think people who have been watching us recently can see that, and I think we're gonna make a great run. I'm really excited. I think we can get UNC. Whoever's next, we'll get them too. I have a good feeling.
It would be cool to see you guys send the host team home early.
That'd
be
be
fun
to
so
watch.
freaking fun.
Right.
Myself and my two oldest kids, we have you guys going all the way, so no pressure.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
So when do you guys head over there? You guys are still in Corvallis right now, correct?
Yeah, we leave on Thursday.
Okay, Thursday, game Saturday.
Well, yeah, shoot around Friday.
Yeah, probably some walkthrough, a little practice.
There we
Nice.
go. And to keep piling up on the hard hitting questions, are there any other game day routines? If you have to listen to a certain Pharrell song at the right time, get the pork noodle bowl at whatever time. What's a typical game day look like for you?
Okay, I try not to do the same thing twice because I tell myself that if I do the same thing twice, I'll get too superstitious and
Ooh, okay.
do
I like
it
that.
and it'll
You're
stress me out.
superstitious about being superstitious. I get it.
Yeah.
I just feel like if I do the same thing, it'll stress me out. So I try not to do the same thing. And I don't know. So I'm really weird about it. Like sometimes I won't listen to music at all because I'm like, nah, not today.
Okay.
But headphones are still in, right?
Yeah. Huh?
No music, just headphones.
So no
Yeah.
one bothers
Is that
you.
the route, or just no headphones? And you're
Yeah,
just
sometimes no headphones, just like staring at a wall, like on the bus. So, depends on how I'm feeling that day. I guess sometimes I'll read. I don't know.
There you go.
Just mix it up.
Love
yeah,
that.
stay loose. Whatever
Yeah.
it takes.
Myself on my toes.
If in a situation where like you're on the everyone's listening to music together, who's got the best taste in music on the team? Like who do you trust with the aux on like a team road trip? Which of
usually
your
always
teammates
have
are
aux.
you trusting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Kindred
Yeah.
souls. We're
That-
kindred souls.
That's what the A stands for.
Yeah.
Yes. But in practice, I always have aux. I feel like I have the most diverse music, and I feel like
Right.
I have the talent of like reading the room. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I won't always play what I want. I'll make sure, we have all of our foreign girls. I'll play some music from their countries, switch it up.
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, that you and
That's my
JP are
talent.
not kindred souls.
No, I play my own
No,
music.
JP only plays what he
Right.
likes.
It's just Bay
And
Area.
super loud.
Bay Area
Yeah.
hyphen movement. It's one playlist. But I was noticing that on your Instagram post, you had a Triumph by Wu-Tang Clan. One of the posts, I was like, normally when college athletes today make us feel old, but playing stuff, from more, back in our day, I was like, hell yeah, I appreciate this. Everyone needs to listen to Triumph.
That's because my dad. That's my dad right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good job.
The last concert we all went
Right.
to was Wu-Tang.
That's
Really?
true. That's true.
Yeah.
In
Oh my
Vegas.
God.
Where
Yeah.
we'll beat
I got
him.
him a
I'll beat them all.
Wu-Tang Christmas sweater a couple of years ago. He wears
Oh.
it all the time during the holidays.
Okay.
Now it's awesome.
Oh, well, now
No.
we just need to get your dad on the podcast.
Yeah, we're merging our podcast with your dad's podcast.
The Belligerent Kings,
Yeah.
Belligerent Beavs crossover.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am in.
Absolutely.
AJ, I don't want to switch up too much, but you talked about Instagram, and I obviously on yours you've got your pinned merch, right? And then you've got your Celsius drink. I'm assuming that those are both NIL related, but I'm curious, what has NIL been like for you as an Oregon State student athlete?
Yeah. I mean, it's just been kind of crazy, like coming into college, my first year was when NIL was like a first a thing. So I wasn't really expecting anything because I had no idea about any of it. But we just have great people on campus that have been super helpful about it. And, I don't really compare myself to, other people's experiences. So I'm just grateful for any opportunity I get. It's been super fun to be able to do this stuff. I hear Devin, talk about how she's mad she doesn't get to do that kind of stuff. So very grateful. It's a fun time to be a college athlete right now.
Very cool.
Love it.
Nice. Well, it's a fun time to be an Oregon State Beaver right now. It's a fun time to be an Oregon State fan. Good luck in North Carolina. I'm not sure you guys need it with how well you've been playing lately, but we'll send it your way anyways. AJ, anything you'd like to plug / promote before we let you get out of here? Where can fans follow you? Where can they find you? Anything you want to direct the people towards?
Follow my Instagram @Ashton, which is my real name. I know some people are confused, but that is what AJ stands for.
Right.
But yeah,
When did you start going by AJ?
when I was little, like
Okay.
barely walking, my best friend was named Ashlyn. And so people just kept mixing us up or just calling me Ashlyn,
Oh,
not
okay.
Ashton. My name's spelled a bit weird too, so people always mess it up. So my parents were just like, screw it, AJ. And so
Yeah.
Nobody
I got
calls
the
me
initials
Aspen
too.
anymore but my
Yeah.
mom. So
For sure.
Hey, 2 letters.
Well,
That's the easiest
Yeah,
thing in
2
the world.
letters.
Yeah.
Easy. It sounds cool. It looks cool.
yeah.
Hey, also before we get out of here, I hope people are telling you this, but I think like legends are made on the court and off the court, and you've done both. So we just really appreciate what you've done.
Thank you.
And super, super excited to see you guys play on Saturday.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
For sure.
Of course.
AJ Marotte, ladies and gentlemen, we'll post the correctly spelled Instagram handle and blast that out there so no one goes to follows the wrong Ashton, which whatever. Good luck in North Carolina, and we'll catch up with you again before the Sweet 16 or something like that. So
Yeah,
we're just gonna put
let's
that
do
out
it.
there. Generally, we'll
Yeah.
try not to jinx things on this, but just like the confidence that you guys exude, that has all of us, feeling like this.
Yes,
This
rub it
isn't
off on me.
a one. It's not a one and done. We're ready
for sure.
to be stressed out over the next several weekends as we have
And just-
lately. But
No, you're going to be playing on at least one TV in Vegas, whichever place we're at. It's going to be a demand and part of the deal of having us there.
Let's go.
Yeah,
for sure, we'll make sure it's on every screen at every sports book when we're there.
I'm going to
this
hack
weekend.
Stadium
That's right.
Swim's huge screen and just
Right.
hijack
I don't think
it
we'll
and
need to
somehow
hack
put it
it.
on.
Oh, you could.
I think it'll just already be on because
Well,
everyone's
won't be
listening
at
to this
Stadium Swim.
podcast and they're like, oh yeah. We
Exactly.
We won't
got
even be there, though.
Beavs heels on Saturday afternoon, and so we'll make it happen. AJ, you're the best. Also, shout out to women's basketball staffer Andrew Goodwin for helping out, who has been a
Super secret producer, Andrew.
a silent assassin here on the show. But we really appreciate you, Andrew, and everyone with Oregon State women's basketball who have helped put this special season together. And shout out Coach Rueck. We want to see you dunk.
While doing the Jumpman.
Yeah, if you make it to the Final Four again, 'cause I was reading the article in the Oregonian today how he was talking about the Final Four being like, oh, that would be special. I think the deal needs to be Oregon State in the Final Four. Scott Rueck needs to dunk.
Yep.
Publicly.
Fair.
Over me.
Over
He'd jump over me.
JP. Over JP.
Yeah.
That part won't be hard, I promise.
It won't.
If you can grab rim, you can jump over anyone who hosts this podcast. I can assure you. But AJ, thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you,
You're a
AJ.
legend.
Thank
Go
you.
kick ass, AJ.
Give them hell on Saturday.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on.
All right. Well,
Very cool.
That was fun as hell. I do see we are still recording. Shout out to AJ Marotte, who is. We've had a lot of legends on this podcast. And just
added another one.
Lucky to have added another one. JP
Right
needs to
in
go
the
to
nick of
JP
time.
needs to go to bed because he's going to Vegas a whole day early.
No, that's my drink alarm. I have my other alarm going off.
That's your
later.
drink alarm?
10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you have your other alarm going off.
We have to do. We should do a quick beer segment here in honor of Benny.
I still have to pack.
Having one, and then we need to.
I still have to
leave
bleach my hair.
fairly early because JP still needs to bleach his hair. He still needs to pack. You can't go to Vegas without frosted tips, motherfucker. But let's see.
It's a 7:40 in the morning.
Your flight leaves Portland at
Santa Rosa.
7:40. It leaves
Portland at 7:40. So Santa Rosa peeps, get at me. Let's do lunch. Come to the
Let's
airport.
fucking drink some wine.
I'm so curious about this airport. I know we talked about it last week. I remain very curious.
Me too.
So we'll
I don't even know
see.
what kind of airplane I'm flying.
We'll
It's probably real tiny. It probably has one seat on
puddle
each side of the
jumper.
aisle.
Oh, scary.
Right.
It probably has
it's a
landing gear. It's just got floaty things.
it's gonna take
Land in
you
all the water around Vegas.
it's gonna land in the pool at the Flamingo. right
Yes.
there. Yeah.
I thought it was closed.
Well,
It is closed.
is it so close? Did we confirm that?
Yeah,
Okay.
very, very close. I've
All
been
right.
watching Vegas videos all week.
I don't need the pool. I just need
I
need
couldn't
a
tell.
buffalo watering hole.
Couldn't tell what other parts of the property would also be under construction, so I was trying to play it safe. But you guys will be our boots on the ground at the Flamingo. The rest of us will be at the Link, which
That's
is
our LVHQ for the Belligerent Beavs.
8 feet away. And
That's right.
we stayed in both a lot, so there's an In and Out that separates them. So we'll be
There
at
is.
the In and Out.
And and a Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips that you guys are gonna hate me might be better than In-N-Out. It's so good.
It's not better than In-N-Out, but it's good. I don't think there's a fish and chips on the planet that I'd rather have than In-N-Out.
Dude, I love fish and chips. I've grown to love fish and chips.
Well, and that Gordon Ramsay's is clutch too, because it's often like, oh fuck, we didn't make dinner reservations tonight. We need something to eat quick, and that's one that's like order at the counter, get in, get out, but have something delicious.
Just go to In-N-Out again.
You're never.
I've done both.
You are never. You are, despite the name, you are never in and out of that In-N-Out. It is going to be sometime, no matter what time of day. That In-N-Out is. Maybe it's always hitting, but it's always packed. Anyway, quick beer segment. I was going to say, JP.
Yeah, but by the way, okay, I'll start. But my story is I was reminding Penelope tonight, saying I won't be here probably when you wake up, but. I'm going to Las Vegas. I'm staying at the hotel. Don't you remember when I brought you back those little baby flamingos? She was like, yeah, she loved them, right? Like it was like, little stuffed flamingos. Mm-hmm. And I can't believe that was what, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? What was that?
A year and a half ago. Yeah, it was October
23.
So then I go, what would you like me to bring you this time? And she was like, I won't bring another little stuffed animal. What would you like? And she was like, oh, I don't know, like maybe like something with the screen, like a laptop. And I was like,
nothing screams Las Vegas like a laptop.
A Buffalo Gold slot machine is what your 4-year-old wants.
That's what I was thinking. That's where I was leaning. So if any casino is selling any leftover Buffalo machines that have money in them still somehow,
that's the one that I want.
But there won't be after JP's done with them.
Yeah, one little button press and that thing's drained.
But you'll win so much that at some point the pit boss will come over and say, look, we're just gonna give you the whole machine to take home, sir.
We ran out of money and you're still winning. You still have free turns. The coin drop is empty. You still have 100 free turns. Just take the machine.
You've already hit every combination.
Take collateral.
No matter how complicated the patterns are, you've hit the combination. We might as well call you Dan Flashes. That joke was for Benny.
Invented your own plaid. Yeah.
I am going to be looking to see how complex the carpets are in the Vegas hotels. I feel like they're pretty complex.
They're so complicated.
Yeah.
There's a carpet that costs $1 million. I want it so bad. If you couldn't tell, dear listener, we're going to Vegas this weekend for someone's bachelor party. Some idiot who planned a bachelor party in Vegas after the women's basketball teams run in the WCC tournament and before Oregon State men's basketball's inevitable run to the college basketball crown, which is a real tournament that we all really knew about before this.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't hear about it until Oregon State made it.
No. We talked about this.
We knew it was
in like the
summer. Yeah, we knew it was a thing that was like, I don't know if was it called the Crown at that point, or did we just know it was
it didn't have a name, I don't think, it was supposed to be maybe it was last summer, but we talked about it
like another NIT competitor or alternative in some way.
Yeah, but we talked about that it would have NIL money on the line.
Dude, there were multiple teams that rejected a bid to the NIT to take the bid.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about it. The NIT was the king of March Madness.
It bigger than the tournament, like the actual tournament. Yeah.
Yes.
It was at one time.
And they have done nothing different.
No.
Except for
they charge you.
Yeah.
They charge you to play in it.
Not as much as the CBI does.
Well, but that's the reason why the CBI doesn't exist anymore.
The CBI was trying to be the NIT.
It does.
The NIT tried to be the NCAA.
The CBI is now like it's like no teams that even have like a whisper.
They changed the I to a C.
What's that?
They changed the I to a C. They became the Crown. What is it called? The Crown what?
The College Basketball Crown.
Crown, yeah.
CBC.
The CBI is happening this year. It's another tournament. Yes.
They'll have
here. I gotta be honest. The CBI and the NIT just got lapped by the CBC.
Sure.
And then NCAA tournaments in just right down the scope right now.
Exactly. It's going to be the CBC.
Let's be real. This is the right way. This is the right way to do it, to motivate players to reward players.
What is that sound? What is happening? Benny.
It's me getting anxious and opening up my drink. My
My
alarm went off 7 minutes ago.
That is the sound of his anxiety. And my beer turn is taking 7.5 minutes, and I'm having a Starburst.
Okay, there we go. I'm having a Hams. Benny.
I am having a fast-acting Wild Side Fizz. It's a THC drink, and honest to God, I had it last night.
I saw THC, I saw CBG, the official drink of the CBC.
Yeah.
You spit bars.
Now made with more people.
Yeah. Damn.
If this mic wasn't on a stand, I would drop it.
Oh, actually,
Vegas
drop my
karaoke,
mic.
we are coming for you.
We're fucking coming.
Why?
Benny's gonna be so high in Vegas on his 37th
Because-
bottle of Fizz in 3 days.
Because it
It
has.
hits in 30 seconds and
tastes-
lasts for 7 weeks.
Tastes like Tahitian treat.
What the fuck is Tahitian
Oh,
treat?
you guys didn't have Tahitian treat. That was like a big soda of the 90s. Am I correct?
Surge.
Surge.
That
Yes.
was a big soda of the 90s.
Tahitian treat was different. Anyway, Benny, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
one-
Is
that's
that the
not
little
reference.
J with a J? It's like a TEJ.
Maybe. There's palm trees on it.
Yeah.
Not Hawaiian Punch.
No, it's different.
Ooh, Pog
It
is
was-
good.
It was more of it was like a more soda kind of Hawaiian Punch. Because I think Hawaiian Punch was technically juice and didn't have the
Yeah,
same
it was.
combination. Tahitian treat was like fruit punch soda.
Oh, I think the T looked like a J.
But anyway.
Yeah. I saw this. No, we had a different kind of fruit punch, though.
Anyways, this is really good.
Okay.
And it makes you feel really good. So,
Whoa,
but
hell
it
yeah.
does act fast, which is why I'm taking it at the end.
Right.
Unless we're putting this at the beginning.
No, we're putting this at the end.
We're so confused.
Okay.
This is a chronological recording.
Okay.
So that's why
Yeah, I'm going to be editing on an airplane that has one seat and no wheels and just floaty things on the
And
bottom.
you're also flying the airplane. That's what they didn't tell you.
Yeah. No, Charlie Brown's flying the airplane to his home airport.
Hey, they changed the name of the Las Vegas airport too.
Yeah,
forget
what's it
from
called?
what to what.
It was McCarran.
It was
It was-
McCarran.
Yeah. Isn't it just Las
What-
Vegas now?
What alarm is that for? To go to bed?
Oh, that's my that's my medicine alarm. We go over this every week.
No, we
It's
do
the
not.
Harry
We
Reid. Yeah, we do.
absolutely do not.
Yeah, we do.
Every
You're maybe
listeners.
talking and Benny and I do. You're talking
Yeah.
and Benny and I do talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
under you.
Under your breaths
Okay.
Yeah.
that you don't
It's
take.
the Harry Reid airport.
Harry Reid.
Harry Reid.
Who the hell is
I
Harry
smoked
Reid?
pot with
I
Harry
smoke
Reid.
pot with oh!
Hey, I'm gonna smoke with
Very much
you
alike.
in
Yeah.
Vegas. I'm so excited to see you guys. I fucking wish I was getting in town tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Me
JP.
too.
I'm sorry I didn't change my flight, JP.
I'm getting in tomorrow.
I know you are. You're already the MVP.
I'm going to
the-
sing All Alone by Kid Cudi the entire time. People think I'm crazy. I'm like, all alone,
but-
all alone.
Crazy.
Guess I
and
meant to
You could sing
be
half of
alone
Kid Cudi songs and they would make sense for tomorrow.
out here on my own. I'll just like sing that everywhere, like walking down the strip. Maybe I'll make a ton of friends.
You probably
you
would.
probably will.
In terms of the
I know.
strip, you're still in like the less crazy half of people on the strip on a Wednesday.
Really?
Maybe.
If you're,
Probably.
yeah.
If I'm
Wait.
singing All Alone.
If you're
by-
singing
by-
All
Oh,
Alone,
I thought you meant in the group
Yeah.
that is going, like the 18.
There
There's
are-
18 people going.
We will have
I kind of want to make a
18
diss
at our
track
most.
video to anyone who's not there on Wednesday, which is everybody, and send it to the group.
Okay. And it's just Alone by Kid Cudi, but with pictures of you
Just me like looking really melancholy.
at the
Like
pool by myself.
Benny in the
Yeah.
squirt videos.
That was
Right.
good acting.
Yeah.
It was. I told you, look melancholy. You're like, I don't know what that is.
Like Blind Melon.
Okay, yeah. So college basketball crown, baseball's doing really well. Just beat Rutgers, I think. They were winning 6-1. I did not confirm it. There was a no hitter going for a while. They did not pull off the no hitter. Please don't blame Nick Daschle for the no hitters that haven't
For
been
just
complete.
anything.
Please stop
They
blaming
won
Nick Daschle.
7-3.
They won 7-3. And
Oh.
those 3 runs are not Nick Daschle's fault. Please stop blaming Nick Daschle anytime someone has the audacity to get a hit against Oregon State baseball. It is not the beat writer's fault. It's crazy that you need to say that out loud to adults. Adults who have access to the internet, but some people still need to hear it. Jade Carey is perfect once again. She always has been. Show me the fucking blemish. This time they couldn't even bear the courage to try and say there's a blemish. 10.0 for Jade. We do need to get out of here, though. Shorter episode this time. Maybe this should just be...
Oh, shout out Jim Beavs Seniors.
Shout out Jim Beavs.
Yeah.
Seniors. Incredible meet at Gill.
And thank you, Jim Crowd, record crowd.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Nice.
That's what
there
you
you
love
go,
to
Beaver
see.
Nation. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
it
shout
was a
out
one-
Jade
it was a
Carey
110.
just revving the chainsaw.
She got a 10 times 2, boys.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Dude,
and really,
just-
her all around everything of that final home, season performance was
Legendary.
spot on. And
Dude, we're lucky.
everyone else did their thing too.
We are lucky.
Great job.
Because, okay, not to go on a tangent, because I know we're running out of time, but remember just a handful of years ago when everyone was leaving Oregon State and it fucking sucked so bad. We have done a 180 and we are surrounded by legends in
greatness.
Oregon State's athletic department. We really
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Loyal
AJ,
legends.
Jade, loyal legend.
Loyal legend.
Oh, man. They need to build a bar in Corvallis and call it Loyal Legends.
Well,
there's a Loyal Legion.
They need to change the name to
I
Loyal
know.
from
And
Loyal
for-
Legion. Well, we have some people on the inside at Loyal Legion. You can talk to Kiefer
Well,
about that.
Not even. He's somewhere else now.
Oh, well, whatever. We can still do it. Loyal Legion is now Loyal
Yeah.
Legends, and it's an Oregon State sports bar. We just decided.
Do you know him? And they go, yeah. And then we go, oh, well, we don't. Let's do this idea. And then if they go, do you know him? They go, yeah, I love him. We go, yeah, we have this idea. Let's do it.
He had
Either
this
way-
idea.
Oh, yeah.
It's decided. It's
Either
my-
way.
They love him.
Be like, hey, it's my bachelor party week. We have to do it. So
have
change
to do it.
change your whole
Terry
business
says.
plan because I said so.
That's what you should tell.
Loyal Legends is a way better name for a bar than
Yeah, I
Loyal
agree.
Legion.
I agree.
Yeah,
What's
I
a
agree.
legion? Is that
Well,
like
yeah.
an American Legion? What is that thing? Like a
Yeah, like an army term,
Could be.
right? That's what a legion is. It's like
I
a
don't know.
group,
maybe?
Yeah, Legion-
I thought it
Legion
was like
can
a
mean a lot.
like
Legion,
a like an
like a
Elks
Roman
Club.
legion.
Yeah, Legion. There's a like a series of
Scouts.
Elks clubs and stuff like that. That Legion is in there.
Elks Club is where they wear the hat, right? They have the tasseled hat.
Yeah, we need a hat.
We need a Belligerent Beavs hat.
Well, we have Belligerent Beavs hats at
Well, not like
BeavsBeavs.com/merch.
like a
but
specific type of hat.
All right.
Yeah.
So great. This is the part of the podcast where we look something up. Official definition from Oxford. As an adjective, legion just means great in number. So very vague. As a noun, a unit of 3,000 to 6,000 men in the ancient Roman army, or a vast host, multitude, or number of people or things. So basically it can apply to anything that there's more than one of, if you want it to.
But
Beaver
there's
fan.
only
Beaver,
one loyal
Beaver
legion.
Legion.
A legion of Beavs. But yeah, I mean, on that point, like, you have Jade who came back when honestly she had conquered so many things. AJ
Literally the
setting
world
minutes
is the gold
played.
medalist in her profession.
Literally the world. AJ setting minutes played records because she's got that dog in her. We had Oregon State a football pro day this week, and some guys going to the NFL. Joshua Gray, who set the record for all-time starts for Oregon State football this year. Like, it's there's still
How about Trent Bray?
There's Trent Bray sending a letter jacket to John Gruden so that Gruden can be like, Trent Bray, defensive guy, look at that helmet, which made all of our weeks somehow not the content we didn't know that we need.
Yeah.
I just need to hear John Gruden go like, look at this guy, Trent Bray, coaching the defense.
I love the orange. Yeah. Like,
This is
really
awesome.
into it.
Hey, this is cool, man. This is look at these shirts. Look at
This
this
is
bag.
cool, man.
I don't know how to open this. Oh wait, there it goes. This is cool, man. All right, so, thank you.
Oh, look at these shoes. I can't wait to wear them.
Look,
These are cool.
Thanks for the publicity, Coach Gruden. I
Gruden, come on the pod.
good job. By
Actually, I don't know. You're
Oregon.
kind of.
He's
Now a lot
he's
of other
belligerent,
schools are
yeah.
doing that.
So yeah, of course,
I mean,
they're
I'm just-
trying to get
yeah.
like us. Of course, other schools are trying to get
Yeah.
like us, but they not like us. Benny.
They're not
And
lying.
I will be next time I see you.
goodness.
You and I will be listening to that song together, and
We will.
looking at my friend Jake, going, "Say Jake," over and over and over.
I already told y'all.
Anytime he says something dumb or calls JP the wrong name, say Jake.
No, I'm just gonna call him Drake.
He'll take that as a compliment, though. He's not caught up
Well,
on the
that's-
No.
enough.
Ed.
Well, he doesn't know
How
enough.
how are you inviting Drake fans, Terry? How are you
And
inviting
also-
I didn't
Drake
say
fans
Drake.
named Drake?
What if
Yeah.
Drake just shows up at my match? They're probably like, "Hey, how do you guys know Terry?"
I'll
And
fight him.
It is basically Minnesota. We've said it 1,000 times. We all know each other.
That's true.
Oh, there's two ways
I don't know
to
if I
interpret
trust.
that.
I don't know if I trust you anymore.
Drake is not coming to my bachelor party, though. I don't know
Good.
Drake's whereabouts. What if he just happens to be in Vegas that weekend? You can't blame me
We'll
for
fight
that.
him.
We'll fight him.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Just be like, go be a dad.
You'll be like,
Yeah.
I don't know where that kid is.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we need to hit on before we get out of here? Under an hour. We might do it. We have 4.5 minutes left. I feel like I need to keep
Wait,
bullshitting
we
to try
have
and
4.5 minutes? Oh, because we started late.
We have 4.5 minutes.
blah, blah, blah.
We might have a less than an hour episode, which would, I think there's
I'm
maybe
gonna
been
pack
one.
my grill.
Put it in.
It doesn't fit me right now. I gotta kind of mold
Right.
it better.
What do you mean it doesn't fit you right now?
I need to change my teeth size before tomorrow. There it is.
You should wear that and sing All Alone by Kid Cudi around
It's
Vegas.
popping out. Oh, I think I put it in a weird drawer, and now it's smushed on one of the teeth.
Probably,
That's
I'm trying to fix
annoying
it.
to
Gets
happen.
warped in a way.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know how to fix it. So, ow! Oh, that's in. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Damn. Is that Paul
boy.
Wall?
Yeah, got my grill
People's champ?
in. Terry, are all your
Anyway.
Minnesotan friends that are Canadians at heart gonna be like, what is up with that guy with the grill?
Well, most of them have met you or heard about you, so they'll be like, "That's JP." They'll see, "Oh, there's a guy with a grill. Oh yeah, that's Terry's friend from the Bay."
Yeah.
What does Jake call you?
JP Backstrom, because
JP
the first time, the goalie for the Wild's last name at the time Jake met JP was Backstrom. And Jake was drunk in Chicago and met JP and yelled JP Backstrom. And that was in 2013. So
I don't forget.
it's meant with affection. It's not like a snide
Oh, I know.
remark.
And
but,
I'm sharing the
but he
love
also
to the
is-
man who loves Drake.
but he is just an idiot.
Say Drake.
Anyway, AJ Marotte is cool. At Ashton on social media channels, she mentioned her name spelled ASHTYNNE. That's how you'll find AJ Marotte on Instagram, on Twitter, and elsewhere. Support AJ, support the entire women's basketball team and WCC Conference Tournament MVP Katarina Fajeda and Kennedy Schuler and Kelsey Reese and Tierra Bolden and Sela Heidi and Ali Schimmel and just everyone. And Scott Rueck, Oregon State women's basketball head coach Scott Rueck, who can dunk. He's proven it.
He'll
dunk.
dunk over
Verified.
me
And
when
will
they
dunk when they go to the Final Four. So
Yep.
that's
Dunk
Joe.
over
Where
me.
is the Final Four this year?
Tampa.
Atlanta?
Tampa.
I feel like it's always Atlanta. Okay, Tampa.
You
I
like,
will be there.
you like
Scott.
Tampa, Benny. We like Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa's cool.
Tampa Benny.
Tampa Benny.
Tampa Benny.
From
Tampa,
Not yet. Give it a few
Tacoma
years, then
to
you'll move there.
Tampa. Oh, we should all just retire there. Okay, I'm gonna try to wrap this up in a minute and 20
Oh,
seconds.
wait, wait.
We are not, this is the first time, this is history. Belligerent Beaver fam of an hour of less than an episode of less than an hour is what I was trying to say.
50 seconds.
At Bellig Beavs on Twitter, at Belligerent Beavs everywhere else, belligerentbeavs.com, belligerentbeavs.com/merch. My name is Terry Horseman, at Terry Horseman on Twitter, at Terrence Horseman on Instagram.com. You can follow me there, you can follow me elsewhere. I really don't care. Join me as they always are my best friends from college. Benjamin Lawrence Sebastian Weehage,
30.
aka Benny with the mid quaff, aka Benny Bedlam, because these fucking crazy folks at Benny L1986 across social media channels. The man steering the ship, JP Bertram at the
20.
Trill J on Twitter. That's at the _Trill_J, because these two truly be real, and on Instagram at JP Bertram, belligerentbeavs.com. Again, belligerentbeavs.com/merch. Catch us in Vegas, and we are out of here. Peace. Remember, you can't spell ChopEm without hope. So ChopEm.
Chop 'em!
Chop 'em!
Peace out, baby.
Thanks, AJ.